Hello, consumers. You have the right to be heard. Absolutely. So join us on the conversation, share your brand experience, where you tell us all your experiences about brand on the outer world via our YouTube channel every Wednesday from the hour of 4:20 to 5:20. You can watch us via our YouTube channel, ConsumerHallaTV, and subscription is free. Follow us on all our social media platforms, ConsumerHallaTV. Share your brand experience. It's about storytelling. It's about experiencing.
Hello, consumers. You're welcome to another exciting episode of Consumer Voice on ConsumerHallaTV. I am Matilda Omenai. As you already know, Consumer Voice is a show where we'll be visiting different places in Lagos to check out people's preferences, hear what the consumers have to say about different leading brands that they make use of.
Hello, it's your boy here, Iremofeko Forola, and you know what? They call me the AUF General Overseer. Every day is a blessing and it is meant to be enjoyed maximally with AUF packages that put a smile on our faces. And guess what? That is why this show AUF is for you. You can get to know about trendy market slashes, promos, offers and juicy deals that put a smile on your faces, and you can always enjoy them maximally. And you know one thing that is so interesting about this show? It is a blend of English and Pidgin. As I dey run you English, now I go dey marry am with Pidgin, make am spicy. So catch me every time on the show to enjoy more about trendy AUF packages.
Public service announcement. Hello, consumers. I am Kikelomo Ajibola, and welcome to the Scam Alert segment on ConsumerHallaTV. Scam Alert educates viewers about various scams affecting consumers. We learn tips on how to identify fraudulent activities and provide advice on protecting our personal information. We aim to raise awareness and empower viewers to avoid falling victim to scams. We cover various topics such as phishing, identity theft, fraudulent investment schemes, and many more. You want to catch up on how these scammers invade our lives? Join us every Tuesday by 12:30 p.m. for Scam Alert on our YouTube channel at ConsumerHallaTV. Subscription is absolutely free. And in case you're not following us across all our social media platforms, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok at ConsumerHallaTV. Don't say I didn't do anything for you this 2025. Bye.
Welcome to In the Marketplace. We are taking you on a journey behind the scene of Nigeria's most vibrant market, from the sight and sound of the market to the stories of the people who makes it thrive. We will be sharing the untold stories that brings this market to life. Join us as we explore the history, challenges, and triumphs of the market vendors. We will dive into the daily lives of the people who call markets home and uncover the secret that makes this market special. You will get to see the passion, energy, and dedication that goes into making this market success. Tune in to the In the Marketplace on ConsumerHallaTV on Thursday by 11 a.m. to experience the sight and sound. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media and on ConsumerHallaTV. I am Elizabeth Abefe.
Hello, fellow consumers. Are you looking for a program where we give analysis about brand and a program where we project the voice of the consumer? Join my team and I on Consumer Analytics and Resolution Box by calling on the program to get your issues resolved.
And in case you are wondering where Consumer Analytics and Resolution Box will be showing, please join us on our YouTube channel at ConsumerHallaTV. Subscription is free by 2 p.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. every Mondays and Wednesdays. Consumer Analytics and Resolution Box will be airing and will be here to provide you any information on brands and also issues that you have pending for us to resolve. Also follow us across all our other social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok at ConsumerHallaTV. And that is why at ConsumerHallaTV,
you deserve to be heard. Hi everyone, I am Iri Ayomikunle Eke. Join me live on Perspective every Mondays to Friday from the hour of 9 to 10, where we have meaningful and engaging conversations about all the burning and pressing issues making the round. Issues related to our economy and consumers. It's conversing, it's relatable, it's beyond interview. We have expert analysts who gives updated analysis about all aspects of a conversation. Join the moving train by subscribing to our YouTube channel, ConsumerHallaTV, and do well to follow us on all our social media platforms, ConsumerHallaTV. Stay informed. Thank you.
I am Matilda Omenai. As you already know, Market Today is the show where we visit different markets across Nigeria, Lagos, to check out the prices of different things, ranging from household items to foodstuffs to cosmetics, electronics, every other thing.
In a world of hustle and bustle, entertainment keeps us alive, and that is why at ConsumerHallaTV, we ensure you enjoy all around 360-degree entertainment program. Screen Time is the show for you, where you enjoy top 5 countdown, celebrity of the week, exclusive interview, and other segments.
Don't mind if it's just a jealous person.
Oh,
It's new
damn.
movie release, updates, and screen time. I'm going to enjoy myself because this is my favorite time on the program. I get to recommend good movie for you, and I'm also waiting for you to recommend movies to me also in the comment section. Screen time is not just all about entertainment, it is relaxing and also educational. So that is why we are bringing to you Screen Time on ConsumerHallaTV. And in case you're wondering where to join us every Mondays by 5 o'clock p.m. at ConsumerHallaTV on our YouTube channel. Subscription is very, very free. And in case you have not followed us across all our social media platforms, please do so. We are begging you, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and also TikTok at ConsumerHallaTV. What are you waiting for? Click on that follow and subscribe right now.
And from the I to the R to the E to the M to the F to the E, my name is Iremofe Koforola, the man always clothed in wealth and strength.
And I am Kikelomo Ajibola. Ta-da!
How are you doing tonight?
Hi, I'm very well.
I'm good.
Thank you so much for joining us on the news this morning. I am Iri Ayomikunle, AK. And I will start the news with the headlines. Federal government projects lower 60.97 trillion naira oil revenue for 2026. Federal government opens Bodo Bonny Road ahead of the festive season. Federal government flags 15.2 million home as structurally unsafe. The federal government is projecting about 60.97 trillion naira in oil revenue for the 2026 fiscal year, lower than the earnings anticipated in the 2025 budget, reflecting more conservative assumptions on crude oil prices and production. The projection is based on an analysis and the calculation of data contained at the 2026 appropriation bill presented to a joint session of the National Assembly at the FCT by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Friday over the weekend. According to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the 2026 revenue estimate is anchored on a benchmark crude oil price of $64.85 per barrel, daily production of 1.84 million barrels, and an average exchange rate of 1,400 naira to the dollar. Based on these parameters, findings by newsmen yesterday indicated that Nigeria is expected to produce about 671.6 million barrels of crude oil in 2026, generating the estimated gross earnings of $43.55 billion, which translate to approximately 60.97 trillion naira at the projected exchange rate. And we're still talking about the federal government. Now, the federal government has temporarily opened the Bodo Bonny Road to facilitate a smoother transportation for residents during the Yuletide season. The president was represented by the Minister of Works, David Umai, at the temporary opening of the road to ease transportation for residents in the communities along the route during the Yuletide festivities. Said the road had been a long journey with delays and challenges along the way. But through the patience and the cooperation of the community, its construction finally reached this important milestone, and the contractor has continued to do a beautiful job here. The minister said he hails the Julius Berger Nigeria PLC for the extent and quality of work done on the 35.7 kilometer Bodo Bonny Road project, noting that at the end of the job, Nigerians will be proud and feel safer to ply the legacy road. Still not yet away from the federal government, the federal government has revealed that 15.2 million Nigerian homes are structurally unsafe, highlighting a severe housing crisis across the country. In a post on the Ministry X handle recently, the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Dangiwa, disclosed the findings during the presentation of the National Housing Data Initiative by the National Housing Data Technical Committee at the Federal Capital Territory. According to the ministry, Kano State recorded the highest number of inadequate housing units, whereby it's a state at the lowest, underscoring regional disparities in housing quality across the country. It noted that the findings confirm that Nigeria's housing challenge is both quantitative and qualitative, with national housing deficit, which estimate the varying dependence on the data sources and the methodological approaches. But right now at the Dangote refinery, where the Dangote petroleum refinery is commenced, a nationwide sees a fuel at the pump price of 739 naira per litre across all the MRS Oil Nigeria PLC filling stations, which mark a significant milestone in the refinery's mission to deliver affordable fuel to Nigerians and stabilize the downstream petroleum market. A statement from the firm yesterday stated that with over 2,000 MRS stations nationwide, the new pricing is expected to be implemented across all outlets, ensuring that the benefit of the reduction reach consumers throughout the country. The refinery also commended marketers who have embraced the new pricing regime and urged others to follow suit in support of national economic recovery. Thank you so much for still watching. This is ConsumerHallaTV News at 8. I'll be right back. And thank you for still watching us. We're still talking about the Dangote latest update. Dangote said we commended MRS and other marketers who have demonstrated patriotism by reflecting the reduced price at the pump. We call on others to join this effort as a show of support for Nigeria's economic recovery. Meanwhile, historically, the festive season in Nigeria has been associated with fuel scarcity and sharp price hikes. Meanwhile, Dangote refinery has intervened decisively, reducing the pump prices at a time when Nigeria is typically braced for hardship. And backed by a guaranteed daily supply of 50 million litres, this initiative fundamentally alters supply dynamics during the holiday period. Let's talk about the CCN now. The Transmission Company of Nigeria recorded 131 cases of infrastructure vandalism across the network. Away from electricity now, let's move to Rivers State, where the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara and TAF Africa Global Limited have unveiled the first phase of 20,000 low-cost housing unit in the state, aiming to provide affordable homes for residents. In the statement, it was noted that having realized the huge housing deficit in Africa and with a passion to solve the housing needs, TAG has now extended into some other West African countries from the Gambia. Official report that was released says in 2011, TAG came into Nigeria's staff, Nigeria Homes Limited. One of the projects bettered by this extension is the Riftaf Golf Estate, a well-master planned and tastefully built estate sitting on 40 acres of land in Port Harcourt, River State. And this is a conversion of about 40 acres of swampy and inaccessible land into a piece of heaven and earth, with the largest luxury estate that has been delivered and developed in the south part of Nigeria. Now, analysts say external reserves have altered their 2 months of steady upward movement, which had seen reserves cross the $45 billion mark in December. This was made known according to newsmen. Meanwhile, the first decline in the reserves in over 2 months was recorded on the 15th of December when they settled at $45.32 billion from $45.47 billion. Thereafter, the reserves fell to $45.27 billion before a day-on-day decline of $57.05 million that was recorded, bringing them to $45.21 billion as of 17th of December 2025. This dragged the year-to-date gain lower to plus 10.60%, and according to AIICO Capital, before this month, the last recorded decline was on 8th of October when the reserves dropped to $42.56 billion. We're still talking on the news. According to data available on the Central Bank of Nigeria's website, the last 3 months have seen the external reserves steadily rise. The closed September at $42.35 billion in October 2025, and they rose to $43.19 billion, and by 28th of November, the reserve stood at $44.69 billion. The reserve crossed the $45 billion threshold on the 4th of December this month, when they gained $74.93 million to reach $45.04 billion. Also, the Naira depreciated by $10 in 1 week to settle at 1,464 Naira 50 kobo per dollar as of Friday on the back of continuous demand pressure at the official window. The parallel market, the Naira stood at 1,510 per dollar as of Friday. This was made known according to Cardinal Stone. But back again talking about the federal government. The federal government is now considering modernizing 50% of Nigeria's operational textile capacity with state-of-the-art equipment within 5 years as part of a broader revitalization agenda. This follows a recent report by newsmen that textile import rose to 814.27 billion naira in the first 9 months of 2025, despite the government promises to turn the sector around. This upgrade is part of the government internal plans to introduce the tax breaks, establish a national textile trading institute, and provide a single-digit interest rate loans to revive the textile industry. The proposal contained in the December 2025 document obtained by newsmen showed that government is considering modernizing 50% of Nigeria's operational textile capacity with state-of-the-art equipment within 5 years as part of a broader revitalization agenda. The National Insurance Commission has reiterated its commitment to the development of the textile insurance industry in Nigeria. In a statement released on Friday over the weekend, NACOM said the commitment was made during a courtesy visit from the Textile Advisory Council. During the visit, both sides discussed thoroughly issues related to the growth and development of textile insurance business in Nigeria. According to a report gathered by newsmen, made it known that NACOM issued a textile insurance guidelines which went into effect in March 2013 to guide the operations of the market. NICOM said the need for textile insurance was identified following a detailed research and that it would enhance the financial inclusion in Nigeria. Newsmen say this will welcome members of the Council and the Commissioner for Insurance, Mr. Olusegun Omosayin, as a commended TAC for its commitment and contributions to the development of textile insurance in the country. The Commissioner for Insurance further described the meeting as an interactive section that is aimed at identifying areas for expansion and improvement within the textile insurance subsector. And to end the news, job losses across Nigeria's labor market led to 8.43 billion naira in pension withdrawals within 3 months as the thousands of workers who exited paid employment turned to their retirement savings account for short-term financial relief. The findings from the National Pension Commission of the third quarter of 2025 report disclosed this. Moreover, data contained in the report revealed that 172 retirement savings account holders were approved to access 25% of their pension balances between July and September 2025 due to temporary loss of employment. The Pension Reform Act allows RSA holders who lose their job to withdraw part of their savings if they are unable to secure new employment for at least 4 months after exiting service. Penicom further said the provision is designed to cushion income shocks while preserving the long-term integrity of retirement savings under the contributory pension scheme. A sectoral breakdown of the approval showed that the private sector accounted for 7,688 cases, representing 94.08% of total withdrawals during the quarter. In contrast, the public sector recorded 484 approvals, of 5.92%, reflecting the relatively more stable employment conditions and government service. Thank you so much for joining us on the news. We've come to the end of the news. I am Iri Ayomikunle AK, compliment of the season, and thank you so much for staying tuned.
Hello, good morning, ma.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Okay.
Compliment of the season.
Oh, same to you. Same to you, ma. Okay, so can you tell me your name and what you do in Alade
My
Market?
name is Chief Mrs. Elizabeth Aino Adenunga, the geologist of Alade Market, Ale.
So you are the Yaloja of Alade Market.
Yes.
And what do you sell precisely?
I sell ready-made. I sell lace. I sell all type of dresses, both men and women. As well, beading brocade, jean, everything.
So how has it been for you managing the affairs of this market as the Yaloja?
Yes, we thank God for His mercy. But at the moment, we are still expecting some customer. We haven't seen some customer. So we pray that the customer will come.
Amen.
And they will have money to come and buy.
Amen. Amen.
Yes.
So how long have you been in this market?
I think for the past 43 years,
Wow.
I've been in this market. And I've been a geologist for the past 23 years.
Wow. I mean, you've really lived a long years.
We are the one who started this market in 1980.
So you are the pioneers of Alade Market. Yes. Wow, I'm very happy to meet you today. So, thank you, ma. So, ma, when you started compared to now, do you think there's a difference in how people buy, people sell, how you make profits? Has there been any difference at all?
Yes, there's difference. The country is not smiling. We have problem. Many people they complain about the situation of the town, the country, and the money. You know, when you use your money to buy fuel, then the school fees and everything is high. You know, the consumer are complaining.
Yes, sure. So, can you just tell me some of the fabrics you sell here?
Yes, I sell Ankara, I sell Obadan, I sell George, I sell lace, I sell wooden, I sell Guinea brocade, article, and lace, big lace and small lace. Okay. We have the one small size, then we have the one big size.
So how much is the small size? How much is the big size?
Start from 5,000. Then the big size in this is about 500 or 600 for 5 years.
What about Ankara?
The Ankara, we have Ankara for 3,500. Then we have the one for 15,000, 20,000. We have Ajure for 7,000. Then we have some 40,000, 45,000. Ajure.
Okay, ma. So, what is the most expensive item I can buy here?
The most expensive is lace, or you want to buy article. Okay. It depends on the maker of the article.
Okay. All right, ma. Looking back at May, June, July of this year, compared to now, compared to December, do you think there's a difference in the price list? Are the customers still buy? Did they buy very well at that period? Are they still buying very well now, or things are worse? They're not better.
Well, at the moment, it's still the same. We haven't increased our goods. It's still the same thing as June, but there's no money. According to them, they complain. Even we want customer to come. Please, if you people can help us to tell them that we are going to less money, we have give them discounts. Anyone who come and buy at Alade Market, we will give them discounts.
That is good. So if you're a consumer and you're watching this, there's a discount at Alade Market. Yes. Do well to find the Yaloja's shop. Okay, so ma, where do you buy most of your items from? Where do you buy your goods from?
Sometimes we order it, sometimes we buy it in Lagos, sometimes we travel to get it.
So where exactly do you buy it in Lagos? Like which part, what part of Lagos do you get it from?
The Lagos Island.
Okay.
Mm.
All right, ma. So, ma, is there any challenge you face? Are there any challenges you faced in this market, or do you think there's anything that disturbs your productivity and how you make profits in this market?
This place, according to when we came here, they said we are going to stay 18 months. Now we are more than almost 9 years now. Many people, they don't know that Alade is still existing.
Yeah.
So if they can help us do the one at Allen, that's the old Alade, they are doing it now. If they can help us to beg the government to finish it so that we can go there, we know that the market will be okay. But here, many people doesn't know that we are in this place. It's a hiding place.
Okay. Yes. Okay, ma. So based on the festive season and the dirty December period that we are in, how are you preparing for December? What should your customers expect when they walk into your store to buy fabrics?
I want them to be happy. Then I want them, we give them price, we give them discounts so that they can buy more.
So how do you keep your customers happy? The ones that buy from you always, that buy from you constantly, how do you keep them coming back?
We give them gifts. During this time, we give them gifts. We give them discounts, then we give them gifts.
So may I ask what type of gifts? What type of gifts?
It's material that we are going to give.
Wow.
If somebody buys something that's worth, we give them
The material.
the material.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your time, ma.
Yes, you are welcome.
Hello, good morning, ma.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you today?
Well, I'm good. Thank God.
Okay. So, ma, can you tell me what is your name and what you sell in Alade Market?
Okay. I am Mrs. Fumilayo Oloko,
Okay.
and I sell African prints. Ankara, Adire, Batik, silk Ankara, silk Adire, stone Ankara, everything African print. That's what I sell.
So, ma, can you walk us through the prices of your products, your items? How much do you sell them? You major in African print, so how much do each of this item go for?
Well, since they are African prints, they are affordable.
Okay.
They are affordable to everyone. It's not expensive. From the messenger to the driver to the CEO to the chairman, African print crossed across all classes of life. So as cheap as 5,000, 4,500, everybody can really afford to buy African prints. It's not something that is too expensive.
Too expensive.
Everybody can afford it. Yes.
So do you do ready to wear?
Well, yeah, I do sometimes. Yes, I do.
Okay.
do.
Okay, because I can see some of the ones you have
some
on
of my
display right
products,
here.
yes.
So how much do you sell this? How much does it go for?
Well, I can do 5,000 so that it's affordable for everybody to buy.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, ma. Please, how long have you been selling at Alade Market? How long have you been here?
Let me say 30 years.
Wow.
Yes.
And did you start as a clothes seller? Did you start as an African print seller?
Yes. I've always been selling African prints. Yes.
So how has it been for you? How sustainable has it been for you?
Well, like every other business you want to do, it's up and down. But when you are determined to do something, you face it head on. And like I said, African print is our own. It cuts across European, American, everybody wear it. So it's a really good market and it's a good business to do. Yeah.
Where do you get the fabrics from? Who do you buy from? Where do you get them from?
Adira is from Abeokuta. It's from Oshogbo. You know? And, you know, long time ago, we used to have good textile industry too, like the Nichem, Nigerian Textile Mill. We used to have them in those days. But we pray that the fortune of our nation will be restored back. Because Nigeria used to have very good Ankara that people from all over West Africa come to buy from us. Yes. Yes.
So currently, is there any challenge that you face in this market that affects how you buy, how you sell to your customers?
Well, I believe that every challenge is a stepping stone. You know, you don't look at challenge as a problem. You look at it as a stepping stone to move forward. And like we know what is happening in Nigerian economy, but because we are here and we are Nigerians, we have to work it out. We can't quit. This is our country. It's our economy. We have to figure out how to run it. So that's my take. Yes.
Judging from May, June, July of this year to now, to this recent festive period, this Christmas period, do you think the economy has been stable? Do you think the prices of your products, of your fabrics, have been stable, or have they increased in price?
I'm a good Nigerian. I have to be optimistic.
Yes.
And you can see for yourself. We thank God for life.
Yes, ma'am.
And we are praying that our country will be safe and secure.
Yes.
But there is low patronage. You know, I can't use a negative word because I believe I have power in my tongue. But there is low patronage. But we are getting there, and we will get there. Things will definitely improve. Things will improve, but we are still waiting for our customers. As you can see, everything is beautiful.
Yes.
I don't want to talk negative. We are praying that our customers will come. We are praying that they will get their Christmas bonus and they will come and buy. Because for now, it doesn't seem like 8 days to Christmas. But we are believing that they will come. Our customers will come.
Amen.
That's our belief, yes. But what we are seeing does not look like it. But we are calling our customer forth.
And they will come.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Yes, but okay, so moving on from this year, let's go back to when you started selling in Alade Market.
Yes.
How do you think the pricing has changed from that moment up till now? Is there like a wide gap
It's
between?
a dramatic. You can't compare it now. It's drama. In fact, you can't. The inflation is more than galloping. The inflation has wings. It's flying.
Oh.
It's flying. Now, if you want to go to the market, you don't have up to 1 million. We are not doing for African prints, you know. But we thank God. I don't know how to put it. It's crazy. Ankara that we used to sell 900, 800, you know. Even those denominations no longer, I don't think they are. It's crazy. The difference is crazy. The margin is too wide. Well, we are optimistic that the government will do something and dollar will keep crashing in Jesus' name so that everybody can have purchasing power. That is my prayer, yes.
So if your customers were to come right now, how would you encourage them to shop for 30 December, for Christmas season?
According to their purse. They will shop according to their purse. There is small price, medium price, high price. Everybody should shop according to their price so that there will be no pressure.
Yeah.
January school fees is around the corner, so no pressure. Nobody should put his or herself on pressure.
Okay.
After all, it's Jesus' birthday. It's not anybody's birthday.
Okay, and if you were to tell the government a single thing, just wanting to make this market more better, you know, more open to the consumers for you? What would you say?
They should take us back to our permanent site on Allen Avenue. We are supposed to stay here for 18 months and we are here now for 9.5 years.
Wow.
Where we are now, it's the mercy of God that we are selling. We want to go back to our high street, to Allen. They've been building that place now for the past 9.5 years. Government, we want to go back to our permanent sites. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time, ma.
You're welcome.
And I hope the government does something about it.
Yes, so we pray, God will help them, we pray, God will help them. Yes.
Hello, good morning, ma.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you today?
I'm good.
So, can you tell me your name and what you sell in Alade Market?
Okay, my name is Bola Dayo. I'm Mrs. Dayo. I trade with the name Flourish.
Okay.
I sell clothes, I sell female wears, I sell corporate clothes, I have dinner dresses, I have tops, I have pants. I do casual and I do trendy outings, you understand? And I do extreme official dresses and extreme casuals, all for ladies.
All for ladies?
Yes. My age range from teenagers, we stock for teenagers to all adults.
So, can you, Mrs. Dayo, please tell me the price list of some of this of your items? I mean, you sell quite a lot, tailored to a specific target audience. So, how much do you sell for? How much do they go for?
Oh, well, my tops range before between 25 and 35. We have some exclusive tops for 50. Then we have some dresses from 70 to 100. The dinner dresses are between 100 and 120. Skirt suits and trouser suits range between 100 and above now these days because of the economy. We try to bring prices down. We try to be competitive. My jackets are between 30 and 50. You understand? We have shoes, we have sandals. Between this range too, I import from Turkey, America and UK. And we sell real good brands, quality materials and all that. That's what we sell here.
So do you think because you sell, you buy from foreign countries, does it affect your price list? Is that what sums up your price list?
Not really, because I could tell you that everybody wants to be competitive. The market, the economy is something else. So everybody tries to come down with prices and you take mega profit. That's what we are faced to do. That's the reality, because if you put a necessary price on stock, you'll be looking at them. Even right now, I just started sales today and I have some dresses, beautiful dresses that I'm offering between 20 and 25. And we have there's nothing wrong just to encourage people this season. If you can't afford, you've been my customers for a while, dedicated customers. What can I do than to just push some things out and give them as giveaway? And even the giveaway, the 20K is not cost price, but we have to just adjust for ourselves. For this season, we have to show love, and that's exactly what we're doing now.
Speaking of dedicated customers, returning customers, what do you do to make your returning customers always come back to buy from you?
Well, I gain the trust of my customers. I advise on wardrobe sorting. I'm a professional in this. I've been doing this for 30 years. So all you just need to do is walk into my shop and tell me you have an outing. I'll be able to put something down. You don't even need to tell me your size. Seeing you now, I know you're a 10, 12 and I know what to give you. Tell me the occasion, I know what to prescribe. And over time, my customers trust me when I say take this and this. So they come back. Yes, I have good returning customers. That's the secret of my business in Alade Market.
I mean, if you continue speaking to me like this, you might gain a customer. You don't know.
I'm sure I have one already, because I have things that will suit you. I have trendy jeans that will show you at good, reasonable price. Quality defined.
Oh, yeah.
You understand? Yes, I'll match nice tops for you. What you wear for Christmas, what you wear for Boxing Days, what you wear to go to church on Sunday. We got all sorted out. I have new stock every other month. That's when I stock up in my shop. Every other month, you're sure of new arrivals in Flourish. A77, New Alade Market.
Okay. So looking back at May, June, July of this year, compared to now, do you think the prices of your fabrics, do you think they've changed, or is it the same amount you sold for at that period that you sell for now?
I will tell you, yes, nothing has changed. Because if you want to stay in business with this economy that is transparent to everybody, we know what is going on here. So if you want to now kill your customer in quotes with prices, it's your business. So if you want to do good business, you maintain prices. But we balance. We know how to balance. We've been in business for a while, so you balance what is happening in the economy to the quality you're selling and defend it and make your customer look good. Looking good is good business, and that's what we do here. Keep them uprightly.
That's good. I mean, let's also go back to when you started this business. You mentioned that you've been doing it for over 30 years now. Okay, so when you started compared to now, is there a very wide margin between the profit gap? Is there a wide margin?
Yes, there is. I will tell you that. Yes, there is. See, when we started, tickets was like 70,000.
Wow.
We have Nigerian Airways flying then at 50K. Do you understand?
Yes.
London 65,000. How much is ticket now? About 1 million. Yeah. Big gap. When we started, trousers were maybe 2,000, 3,000. Now we have some trousers for 40K. Turkey brand, yes, defended Turkey brand. And then they were not up to 4K, if I could remember. A lot, I could go on and on and on. In those days, when you travel, your hand luggage, you pay your ticket, you pay your cargo. Now you have to go raising good money to clear goods from the market, you understand? But you know, the reality is we are in Nigeria. This is the economy. So you adjust, you keep adjusting. As a business person, that's the secret to keep you in business. You keep adjusting. You have to feel it to the customer side, feel it to your side, feel it to what you import and the exchange rates, you understand? But talking about since May, I think the dollar has been stable a bit too. So we've been able to cope and manage on good resources.
So let's move to the festive season. How will you encourage your customers to shop for this Christmas season from you?
Oh, exactly what I said. I put a lot of things out for them on sales.
Yeah.
I put discounts on the existing stocks, you understand? And we're like, okay, come and buy in bulk and, you know, buy 10 tops and I'll give you one free. We have a lot of package ready for my customers. So, and they trust me. I can say that again.
That's good. Let's move to the challenges. I mean, there's no business that does not face, you know, some ups and downs sometimes. So is there any challenge you face in this market that affects your productivity, that affects how you sell to your customers and how you buy?
Yeah, I know there should be up and down, but I will actually say that Alade market is a very good market. It's a market with security. It's a market that gains customers' confidence. So really, thriving here is good. You understand? Whatever that I could say on the challenges, I could tell you is a reflection of the economy. You understand? So it's a good place to be.
And if you could say one thing to the government, just one thing to the government to make this market more profitable for you, what would you say?
It still boils down to the exchange rates. You understand? We want a stable economy. We want a stable exchange rate so that your projection will just be right. You're starting a year now. You're supposed, as a business person, to draw up your plans and projections. And when what the factors you're working with are not what you can vouch on, it's a problem. You understand? But well, we wish Nigeria a good time. 2026 will be better for all of us. A stable economy is what we pray for, you understand? And a sensitive governance. That is it. If our governance are sensitive to the people, things will be better. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, darling.
Hello, consumers. You have the right to be heard. Absolutely. So join us on the conversation, share your brand experience, where you tell us all your experiences about brand on the outer world via our YouTube channel every Wednesday from the hour of 4:20 to 5:20. You can watch us via our YouTube channel, ConsumerHallaTV, and subscription is free. Follow us on all our social media platforms, ConsumerHallaTV. Share your brand experience. It's about storytelling. It's about experiences.
Hello, consumers. You're welcome to another exciting episode of Consumer Voice on ConsumerHallaTV. I am Matilda Omenai. As you already know, Consumer Voice is a show where we'll be visiting different places in Lagos to check out people's preferences, hear what the consumers have to say about different leading brands that they make use of.
Hello, it's your boy here, Iremofeko Forola, and you know what? They call me the AWUF General Overseer. Every day is a blessing and it is meant to be enjoyed maximally with AWUF packages that put a smile on our faces. And guess what? That is why this show AWUF is for you. You can get to know about trendy market slashes, promos, offers, and juicy deals that put a smile on your faces, and you can always enjoy them maximally. And you know one thing that is so interesting about this show? It is a blend of English and Pidgin. As I dey run you English, now I go dey marry am with Pidgin, make am spicy. So catch me every time on the show to enjoy more about trendy AWUF packages. Peace.
Public service announcement. Hello, consumers. I am Kikelomo Ajibola, and welcome to the Scam Alert segment on ConsumerHalla TV. Scam Alert educates viewers about various scams affecting consumers. We learn tips on how to identify fraudulent activities and provide advice on protecting our personal information. We aim to raise awareness and empower viewers to avoid falling victim to scams. We cover various topics such as phishing, identity theft, fraudulent investment schemes, and many more. You want to catch up on how these scammers invade our lives? Join us every Tuesday by 12:30 p.m. for Scam Alert on our YouTube channel at ConsumerHalla TV. Subscription is absolutely free. And in case you're not following us across all our social media platforms, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok at ConsumerHalla TV. Don't say I didn't do anything for you this 2025.
Bye. Welcome to In the Marketplace. We are taking you on a journey behind the scene of Nigeria's most vibrant market, from the sight and sound of the market to the stories of the people who makes it thrive. We will be sharing the untold stories that brings this market to life. Join us as we explore the history, challenges, and triumphs of the market vendors. We will dive into the daily lives of the people who call markets home and uncover the secret that makes this market special. You will get to see the passion, energy, and dedication that goes into making this market success. Tune in to the In the Marketplace on ConsumerHalla TV on Thursday by 11 a.m. to experience the sight and sound. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media and on ConsumerHalla TV. I am Elizabeth Abefe.
Hello, fellow consumers. Are you looking for a program where we give analysis about brand and a program where we project the voice of the consumer? Join my team and I on Consumer Analytics and Resolution Box by calling on the program to get your issues resolved.
And in case you are wondering where Consumer Analytics and Resolution Box will be showing, please join us on our YouTube channel at ConsumerHalla TV. Subscription is free by 2 p.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. every Mondays and Wednesdays. Consumer Analytics and Resolution Box will be airing and will be here to provide you any information on brands and also issues that you have pending for us to resolve. Also follow us across all our other social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok at ConsumerHalla TV. And that is why at ConsumerHalla TV,
you deserve to be heard. Hi everyone, I am Iri Ayomikonle Eke. Join me live on Perspective every Mondays to Friday from the hour of 9 to 10, where we have meaningful and engaging conversations about all the burning and pressing issues making the round. Issues related to our economy and consumers. It's conversing, it's relatable, it's beyond interview. We have expert analysts who gives updated analysis about all aspects of a conversation. Join the moving train by subscribing to our YouTube channel, ConsumerHalla TV, and do well to follow us on all our social media platforms, ConsumerHalla TV. Stay informed. Thank you.
I am Matilda Omenai. As you already know, Market Today is the show where we visit different markets across Nigeria, Lagos, to check out the prices of different things, ranging from household items to foodstuffs to cosmetics, electronics, every other thing.
In a world of hustle and bustle, entertainment keeps us alive, and that is why at ConsumerHallaTV we ensure you enjoy all around 360-degree entertainment program. Screen Time is the show for you, where you enjoy top 5 countdown, celebrity of the week, exclusive interview, and other segments.
Don't mind him, he's just a jealous person.
Oh,
His new
damn.
movie release, update and screen time. I'm going to enjoy myself because this is my favorite time on the program. I get to recommend good movie for you, and I'm also waiting for you to recommend movies to me also in the comment section. Screen time is not just all about entertainment, it is relaxing and also educational. So that is why we are bringing to you Screen Time on ConsumerHalla TV. And in case you're wondering where to join us every Mondays by 5 p.m. at ConsumerHalla TV on our YouTube channel. Subscription is very, very free. And in case you have not followed us across all our social media platforms, please do so. We are begging you, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and also TikTok at ConsumerHalla TV. What are you waiting for? Click on that follow and subscribe right now.
And from the I to the R to the E to the M to the F to the E, my name is Iremofe Koforola, the man always clothed in wealth and strength.
And I am Kikelomo Ajibola. Toodles!
Good morning, Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us on Perspective, the breakfast show on ConsumerHalla TV, where we talk about all pressing and burning issues making the rounds. I am Iri Ayo Mikule Eke, and today will be quite special because I'm not the only one on the conversation this morning. Kike, good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Now, thank you so much for joining us on the conversation. Happy New Month.
Happy New Month.
All right.
Actually.
Okay. I'm sure you're ready for the conversation.
I am. This is
Okay.
my first time on Perspective.
All right.
so
Good
let's
then.
go.
Let's kickstart. On today's edition of Perspective, we'll be metal decal a bit because we'll be looking into the crucial role of a medical laboratory scientist in the fight against the antimicrobial resistance. And the medical laboratory scientists are key players in fighting antimicrobial resistance, AMR, I beg your pardon. They use tests like microscopy, culture, and the susceptibility to test the identify pathogens, which are the bacterium, virus, or other microorganisms that can cause disease, and also to guide treatment and track the resistance patterns. This helps preserve the antibiotic effectiveness and protect the public health. Simple actions like seeking proper diagnosis and avoiding self-medication, which can make a big difference. And for more insight on the conversation this beautiful morning, we have Mr. Oluwafemi Peters Oladele, who will help us understand the importance of this conversation relating to our economy. It's a pleasure to have you, Mr. Peters. Thank you so much for joining us on the conversation.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, then you look dap.
Thank you.
All right, are you ready for the conversation?
Definitely.
All right, good. Now let's get into it. What are the most common misconceptions about AMR, and how can we address them in Nigeria?
So, the biggest one would be the common knowledge which we are driven by at this part of the world, which is that every ailment, every sickness is malaria or typhoid.
Yeah.
So this belief has driven us to everyone being physicians of their own. You'll see a mother who sees a child, I have a headache, I feel hot, and just runs to the chemist,
yeah.
to not even the pharmacy.
The chemist that we call in Nigeria.
A chemist, just a roadside shop to get
Medication.
anti-malaria,
drugs.
antibiotics, to just get them treated. And once they feel that, okay, this person, the fever has broken, no more headache, they stop the medication. And according to World Health Organization, it is funny to say that wellness is, well-being is not just absence of disease. It's not just when you don't feel well. It's the complete and wholesome physical, mental, and social well-being. There are some people, they don't feel hot, they don't have fever, but then they are sick. They are mentally sick. So if you not say that, okay, it's only when you have fever that you're sick, it's a fallacy. So the major misconception is the fact that we do not understand that well-being or wellness is far beyond just absence of these symptoms.
Okay.
There are many diseases that might have the same symptom. Take, for example, the common cold,
Yeah.
influence caused by maybe influenza, and also look at compare that with pneumonia, bacterial pneumonia. Though they do have the same catarrh,
yeah,
cough, and all that,
everything.
but then if you use antibiotics for what you can just treat with by just resting, because your body makeup has its own war machineries that fight these things, which are the white blood cells. So sometimes what we just need is rest, but then everything is malaria, typhoid. So I believe that with this understanding that not everything needs treatment first, and the right way, how do you know that your the cause of your car's fault if you don't take it to a mechanic to diagnose it?
Exactly.
So we just see ourselves just doing things just because we feel like it.
I think we even take care of our cars more than we take care of ourselves, because we all know that you cannot just open your bonnet and start, going through it. But when it comes to our body, ourselves, which is actually the engine of life, we don't get to take care of it as much as we do other things in life. But before we continue on the conversation this morning, I want to actually understand what AMR is. What is antimicrobial resistance? What causes them? And the fact that many Nigerians may be familiar of, there is something that causes this particular thing, but they don't know what it is and how they can avoid it.
Okay. In simple terms, let's take, for example, someone comes to you and gives you a slap through this door. The next day, the person comes through this door and gives you the same slap. The third day, the person comes through this door and gives you the same slap. What would be your response? You might want to close the door to prevent that kind of assault. So antimicrobial resistance, in simple terms, is when the drug, which is the antibiotics, we use for bacteria, because antibiotics is for bacteria.
Okay.
So when you use antibiotics for a viral infection, it won't work. So antimicrobial resistance is this: the bacteria that does antibiotics are supposed to kill, they grow resistant. They create some kind of shell wall against the antibiotics that is being used.
Okay.
So that is the simple concept of what antimicrobial resistance is. So that is how this happens. So the general knowledge is this. We've seen that, you see people say that, okay, staph aureus, if you have this thing, staph aureus, you hear that this thing very commonly. And then when you see someone with maybe UTI, when you see someone with, maybe some people even STIs. I've seen a lady when I was doing my service. She just she told me that she was having some kind of feeling, and she brought out an antibiotics, just the one that she has been using before, and she just takes one or two, and she sees that she's feeling better. She leaves it.
Yeah, they continue the medication. Yeah, they don't finish the medication.
But then the thing is this: when you use antibiotics as prophylaxis, that is, you use it as a preventive measure. Or you
continuously use it.
Yes, it creates some kind of the bacteria. It kills some of them, while it immunizes some of them.
Okay, it
empowers them, so that when you use that drug subsequently, it won't work for that.
For the one you're what you're targeting it for anymore.
Yeah.
So I get that. That means that it's in common terms, it has killed all the good bacteria that's supposed to protect you when you're using the particular drug.
Yes, there
Okay.
is that.
Okay.
There is that.
Okay.
And there is the fact that when you are supposed to use, this is how it works. When you use a medication, it goes through processes.
Okay.
Your liver breaks it down, releases the active part of that drug
Okay.
into your system, and then it is transported to that target
Where you're
cell
going to.
where it's needed.
Okay.
So, what happens is that when you use that drug, and there's something we call bioavailability of the drug. So, when you use that drug, it kills some of them, and that is why. And when it gets to a point, the availability of that drug in the system reduces,
Okay.
which is why some people will tell you use this drug twice in a day.
Oh, use
Because
once a day.
yes,
Okay.
yes. So because it is believed that after like 9 hours or 12 hours, the concentration of that drug
reduced.
has reduced.
Okay.
So you need to replenish it
Okay.
so that the effect of the drug
would work.
would continue. And that is why they tell you that okay, use this for 5 days.
Exactly. In limited time, not stay on it for the rest of your life.
So use this for 5 days, but then you see people say after 2 days they feel well
And they stop it. Yeah, especially with malaria drugs. Nigerians, we do that a lot.
All right, interesting. Mr. Oluwafemi, I love those analyses. They are LD and they are sharp. Now, let's look into this. How can the medical laboratory scientists collaborate with healthcare professionals to optimize antibiotic use and reduce AMR?
Well, that's a very lovely question. I think we are doing better now compared to some 10 years ago because medical practice now is working towards even personalized medicine. And what do I mean by that? We've come to understand the importance of collaboration in the healthcare space, in the
Okay.
medical space, where we see the importance of the doctor, with the importance of the pharmacist, the importance of the nurse, the importance of the medical laboratory scientist.
Okay.
Some years ago, we do not have that. I could remember when during my training as a medical laboratory scientist, I went to a doctor in our clinic then, and I told him that, see, I've done tests, and I've seen that I have malaria, and the guy was like, "Who told you that? It's only it's testing that will tell you that you have malaria." I was like, "What are you even saying?" The only way you can confirm if you have an ailment is when you go through testing. And now, because you want to prove some kind of superiority complex, you're trying to talk me down. And at the end of that conversation, he was telling me that, do you know you can still go back and do medicine? I was like, that's even out of the point. But now we've come to understand the unique roles of each healthcare professional. So the role of the medical laboratory scientist is even beyond diagnosis. We even do surveillance.
Okay.
Because you cannot say that a drug is resistant except we tell you that it's resistant.
Oh.
Because in a climb like ours, 2 weeks ago, I was in a conference, a summit, Impact Africa Summit. And then they asked a question like, okay, how do you know the effectiveness of the drug and all that? And the first thing the physician said was that, see, the first thing that comes to mind when you talk about, when you see a drug not functioning is that you've prescribed or you've used a fake drug.
There's that.
There's that.
There's that.
And there is drug resistance. So the first thing that comes to mind for a random physician who is not that deep is that maybe it's a fake drug. Let's try and get from another source. But then you cannot confirm that a drug is resistant if we have not told you that it's resistant. Because what we do in the lab is that we try to isolate the organism. We try to grow it in the lab. And then we test different drugs. We identify it that, okay, this is this, this is that. Then we try to test different drugs against that organism. And then we now track the one that is effective, the one that is not effective. We call it resistant drugs, and we now detect the ones that are sensitive.
So you're saying that it's not only antibiotics that can be resistant to somebody.
No.
There can be other drugs also that can be resistant to somebody, because I think in the last 3 years, antibiotics has been the forefront of conversations for medical practitioners about resistance, about how they will do surgeries for people and then they will try to treat some infections with antibiotics, and it doesn't work anymore. All because of the fact that the people, Nigerians, we tend to use a lot of antibiotics. I don't know who is prescribing it for us, but any little thing we are going to, just like a UTI you mentioned, most ladies will tell you, I'll use Flagyl 400 and then I'm good to go. You didn't go to the hospital to know whether you can use it. You didn't even know whether you can take injection for it, because a lot of people think infection is stereotype alone to sexually transmitted disease, whereas you can get UTI as a lady in a different form, but they don't know. Maybe they are shy to talk about that with their doctors. Maybe they don't want to be judged, because most of them will be like, why would I go to the hospital to go and tell a male doctor or a female doctor that I have? They'll be like, oh, maybe I am loose. Those are conversations that medical practitioners need to actually have with different people. They need to bring out this awareness that there's some illness that is not even associated to STI, but many people don't know that. We are, according to maybe research or statistics, is common for women to actually have infection. Maybe because of where you are using your toilet, maybe the water you are using. The first time I got a UTI infection, it was the water in where I served in Ibadan. It was a well water that I used, and I noticed it. And I'm like, I've never, something that I've never noticed that before. I've never had a change in my body like that. So I called my father. Like, Dad, this is like, okay, go to the hospital. Somebody told me, a friend of mine told me to use Flagyl 400. I've never heard that Flagyl has 400 milligrams. I only know the Flagyl, and that Flagyl that we even use for stopping poo is not even a right medication for stopping poo. So I don't use it anymore. But if I tell my mom now that you don't use Flagyl, she'll be like, that's what they used to stop poo. There's a particular medication for poo, for you to stop your poo, for stooling. That's not it, but she doesn't listen. So I called my father. Was like, no, go to the hospital, go and check what's wrong, because I just explained my symptoms to my female friend, and she was like, no, just use Flagyl, that's it. So maybe she has gotten it a lot of time, because that was the first time I was getting it. So I had to go to the hospital, and when I got, they were like, oh, buy a grapefruit or a grape wine, make sure you finish the whole bottle, and just come for 2 days medication, 2 days injection. And I went, and in that 2 days that was, and when I told her, I was like, are you sure it's gone? Because I treat mine sometimes for like 2 weeks. And I'm like, you can see the difference of someone that went to the hospital. And the doctor even explained to me that sometimes if you take a lot of grape, or what they call it, this grape juice, it tends to help your bladder release more, because you are forcing your pee, it's not coming out. But then your bladder is full, but because of the fact that you have a little bit of obstruction, that is the reason why. So just make sure you always take grape fruit, or I can't remember the name of but it tastes like grape. But I remember I took that Eva wine or something, that red one. That's what he recommended for. And I don't think he even gave me any medication. It was just those 2 days injections, and that was it. But for my friend, it was a different experience entirely. So it could be that for her now, maybe she's already getting that resistance that you are talking about. How can you be on that Flagyl is very bitter. So I don't know how you're using it for a whole, and she's telling me 1 in the morning, 1 in the night. So you're telling me I'm going to use like 3 sachet for like, because I'm treating something. No, that's not going to work for it. So that's why I'm very particular. But it's not now just about antibiotics. There are also other medications that you can actually develop resistance for.
Yes, there are actually other resistance is resistant. It can be to a viral drug, it can be to many kind of medications, any kind. But the most common one has been antibiotics.
Okay, because that's what is very common.
That is the most common one. And people just believe that if it has worked the first time, it will work the second time, which is not entirely true. The body has, take for example the UTI. The body has good microorganisms that actually protect you. But then when you use antibiotics indiscriminately, you kill them.
Those are the good bacteria I was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you kill them, and then you allow for these bad microorganisms
to be playing ball.
All right, interesting. Mr. Olafemi, while making your analysis the other time, you made mention of the role of the laboratory and you made mention of surveillance. Now, let me ask you, can you please elaborate on the role of surveillance in tracking resistant patterns and informing public health policies?
So, like I said the other time, we've had a lot of policies around antimicrobial resistance, which has helped also in preserving and protecting higher burden on our healthcare system. Because currently, you will talk about brain drain. I saw a consultant, I think nephrologist, saying that in the current statistics for consultant nephrologists is 1 to 1, is it 1 million in Nigeria? Now imagine a situation whereby, and what happens when antimicrobial resistance occurs and we do not track it down now, is that it increased hospitalization rate. People will keep on coming back and coming back and coming back to treat the same thing. And it increases the burden on our healthcare system. The same time a doctor would used to attend to like other people, it would keep on using it to attend to same persons. So we see that, and then we've had the role of the medical laboratory scientists to help the physician track down and know how to make their treatments more effective. So, like I said the other time, you cannot know if a drug is resistant if we do not tell you that it's resistant. We are the ones that know the pattern. We see it from the lab that, okay, after a while, and that is the reason for data. We have our data. So we see it from pattern that, okay, over a while, and for example, we have MRSA, which is the methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus, which is being tracked right now. That is the role of a medical laboratory scientist. So we see the pattern, we see the drugs that are being resistant to these things, and then we alert the policymakers that, see, these are the drugs that we've seen over time that is becoming resistant to this class of organisms. So it involves and it informs them of the kind of policies that can be taken to prevent these things. So in the National Action Plan it took effect from last year 2024 to 2028, over a 4 years period. There is the antimicrobial stewardship, which is a policy that promotes the prudent use of antibiotics in both man and animal. Do you know, shockingly, that one of the major contributors for drug resistance,
this particular question,
is from animal?
I wanted to ask about agriculture, livestock.
That's
where my question is going to come from, because it's very, like, I'm aware of the fact that the medication they use in treating what we ingest can also cause a lot of antibiotic deposits in our body. So I wanted to ask you that. I wanted you to even explain in great detail how that's, because a lot of Nigerians consume chicken, beef, pork, stuff like that, and these are the medication that these what will I say? Will I say the owners of this poultry, they don't even have the knowledge. It's not as if they have a veterinary doctor that is taking care of their livestock. They just maybe let me just put antibiotics. Let me grind it into the water they are drinking. Let me do that, and then they are feeding these things, and for us consuming it also is depositing in our body. I wanted you to explain that for me. Those are one of the questions that I wanted to ask you.
Okay, so you see, we in this our country, we are used to, we believe so much in knowledge that we don't have. Some of us, we've turned ourselves to doctors, we've turned ourselves to veterinary doctors, we've turned ourselves to mechanics, we've turned ourselves to talk about anything.
Talk about trades.
So, and this is creating more harm than good. It is very right that antibiotic deposit comes from this livestock that we consume.
Yeah.
Talk about cows, chickens, and all that. So sometimes the antibiotics being used for this treatment in these poultries, sometimes they are used for prophylaxis. That means they don't see anything happening to those chicken or those birds or those.
Just before anything happens. Yeah, they do it every morning.
That. And that puts the drug deposit in the meat that is produced from this livestock.
So no matter the cooking that you cook is still going to be there.
It's still going to be there. It's not an organism that dies by maybe you eat them, you subject them to high temperatures and all that. No, that doesn't happen.
So that means this particular drug doesn't have any effect, like negatively, because if they are giving
it does.
So no, I'm talking about the livestock, not us. Yeah,
okay.
It does have a very, very bad effect on us, because that's what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about the livestock because I'm wondering how an animal will be taking this thing, and then the last consumers of this thing, are going to be the ones suffering from it. So that means maybe it doesn't have any effect on the animals, or what? Why exactly are they giving the animals those things?
Drug resistance to happen in
animals. Okay.
It does.
Okay.
It does.
Okay.
And what happens is that when we now consume this produce, we take these, we call them superbugs, because they've been exposed to these drugs over time, and they've built immunities against them. And that is one. And we have zoonotic diseases, which is from animals to humans.
Yeah.
So as it affects them, it affects us too.
Okay.
And that is where the role of policies come in. That is where it comes in.
All right, interesting. I know you're enjoying yourself on the conversation this morning on Perspective. We're discussing the crucial role of medical laboratory scientists in the fight of antimicrobial resistance, and we have Mr. Oluwafemi Peters Oladele on the conversation. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we dissect and ponder better on this issue. We'll be right back. Thank you so much for staying with us. Please sip your coffee. We'll be right back.
Hey there, do you know in the world today, everyone is a consumer, and as consumers, we all have the right to be heard.
In Nigeria today, as a consumer, you have all right to product information, right to fair pricing, right to return goods, right to product labeling, right to fair dealings, and a lot more.
Well then, have you heard about the new media channel?
ConsumerHalla TV.
ConsumerHallaTV.
ConsumerHalla TV.
At ConsumerHalla TV, our goal is to inform and educate consumers in Nigeria with insightful news alongside development within the fast-paced world of consumers through well-researched, specialized, and analytical content.
Our vision at ConsumerHallaTV is to create an engaging platform that provides right connections for meaningful brands in Nigeria, thus creating a more caring world for consumers where business thrive.
And guess what? Our ConsumerHalla brand is the first consumer complaint resolution portal in Nigeria, powered by a 72-hour feedback mechanism. We offer consumer advocacy, informative talk shows, branding promotions, advertising, and lots more. Connect with us via our YouTube channel at ConsumerHallaTV. Follow us on our Facebook page, ConsumerHallaTV, our Instagram page, ConsumerHallaTV, and do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscription is free. ConsumerHallaTV. At ConsumerHallaTV, you deserve to be heard. At ConsumerHallaTV, you deserve to be heard. Well, I appreciate you for still staying there and watching Perspective on ConsumerHallaTV. This is where we have discussions about pressing issues and burning issues making the round. And on the conversation, we are having something important that it's crucial to talk about. That is the crucial role of a medical laboratory scientist in the fight against antimicrobial resistance. And we have Mr. Oluwafemi Peters Oladele on the conversation. Now let's get to it. What are the implications of AMR on Nigeria's healthcare system?
So when we talk about how this directly affect our healthcare system, one of the things we'll talk about is the effect of AMR, which is treatment failure. You notice that you keep on treating the same thing over and over again, and then this is increasing the burden on our healthcare system. So take for example, another topic is this typhoid thing. When people say that I have typhoid and I have this thing, I have that, how do you know you have typhoid? Because before you have typhoid, the way you ingest salmonella is, have you taken any dirty water? Did you, how are you sure that? You can't even assert. If you have typhoid, you won't be the one to tell us you have typhoid. So you just say people just when they feel fever or they are pooing, they tell you that they have typhoid.
Or diarrhea.
Or diarrhea. which of course increases the burden, the healthcare burden we are faced with in the healthcare space. Where treatments now fail. We are now burdened with the fact that researchers will now have to look for new drug that can treat these infections.
All right, I love this conversation a lot because it has to do with the daily lives of we Nigerians 24/7. And now you've told us about the implications of AMR on the healthcare system in Nigeria. So what step can Nigerians take to prevent AMR? And how can we promote the awareness? Because she mentioned about the awareness earlier on and about responsible antibiotic use, because there is a whole lot of misuse outside there.
Yeah, that is why I must commend platforms like ConsumerHallaTV, which gives the privilege to put out this information there, because they say knowledge is power.
Yeah, it is actually.
More of these things are health behaviors that we've learned over generations. You see your mother treat any small thing, gives you anti-malaria, gives you one dose of antibiotics. When you give birth to, you believe that that is the pattern. And when you've seen it work once, you believe that it will continue to work. So it is on every one of us to put out that information. Like I must commend you telling your friend about the need to go to the hospital to get tested, to get proper treatment. And then I must commend also you giving your mother a feedback that, okay, this is what I went through.
Till now.
But believe me, you've passed the message.
They don't listen. These are our mothers. They don't listen. You tell them a lot of things, they'll be like, and your mom saying, you these children of nowadays. Do you know what's funny is that I feel like what you're saying is very true. It's like a generational thing. My mother did it, so why is it going to be a problem for me
this issue of dusting powder, all this rub for children. If I tell my mother, when I give birth, you will not shake my baby because of shaking baby syndrome. She doesn't believe any of that. Didn't I do it for you? You know how did you?
Did you die?
You tell me, shock, like you know all those. They are very funny. That there are things that, and I now explain to her that. Do you notice that the mortality rate in the country has dropped because people that are giving birth after you guys are more aware. You can't compare the mortality rate of when you were giving birth as at that time, even up to 2007, compared to it now. Even we losing mothers now, some mothers already have their birth plan. They will ask you, do you have blood in store for me? Because they are informed of all of these things. So, but the older generation would not listen. They would not listen to you because we have that issue. And these are issues that I feel like the public healthcare system needs to address. Maybe there's a need for just not taking drugs to rural area. There is a need for proper education. And I love the fact that you came here this morning to address people, to let them know that this is what is going on in the country. You having your baby on the same bed with you is as you saying that you want to just kill that child. God forbid, a lot of people's children die. You just see them, we slept together yesterday, and what happened? You might have rolled, or the people might have rolled and suffocated, but they don't understand any of this because they've been doing it, and so it is very, very safe and practical, which is not always like that.
Very true.
All right, now, what do you think is the fears of Nigerians that make them neglect hospitals and laboratory when they are feeling ill and prefer to do self-medication? Because this is becoming alarming, and right now we need to create that awareness that what you're doing is bad, and it's high time people stop it and do the right thing at the right time.
You see, one of the things I must commend the Lagos state government for is their role in helping to reduce payment of healthcare services out of pocket.
Okay.
So you see the Lagos state, what do they call them now? I think, is it Lamasa or something, that are in charge of HMOs, Lagos State
HMOs,
Health Management
organizations.
Yes. So you see them going to rural communities to tell them that, okay, you can be on this platform and then you don't need to pay for healthcare services.
A lot of them actually.
So,
Niger girls, I've seen a lot.
Yeah. So one of the major contributors for people not patronizing it's money. And would you blame them?
No.
Because the economy has affected the healthcare system too. Take for example, some years ago, I'm a medical laboratory scientist. One of our reagents used in testing HIV used to sell for 18,000 naira. Guess how much it is now?
Just to test for HIV.
As in the kit used for testing. Guess how much it is now?
How much?
120,000.
I was thinking about that.
18,000.
From 18,000.
That was when?
That was about a year ago or a year and a half.
That's 2023. Let's say 2023.
Let's say 2023.
Wow.
Now it's 120,000. Where would the money come from? People will pay. So one of the major reasons why people don't use healthcare facilities is because of money. And then the solution to that is we should encourage our people to be on HMO platforms.
So it's not only because many people think HMO is just for office people, 9 to 5.
No.
So it's not just for office people.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's not. With the policy in Lagos State that every worker must be on HMO. If you are employing more than 5 staff, you must place them on HMO.
So Ilera Eco is also like an HMO.
Yes.
Because I know that Ilera Eco,
yes,
I think it's for elderly. It's not just for elderly people. It's just
no, it's for everybody.
Okay, okay. That one is for reducing the money. But it only works for public hospitals, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You've commended the Lagos State government in charge of HMOs and all of that. How can the government and the private sector support the medical laboratory scientists in the fight against AMR?
Okay, one of the things that we can do
and we that will help the system is for research and development.
Okay.
Because when this occurs, new drugs must be discovered. And also funding. Help our system to get funding so that we can help better place our healthcare system. So there are many ways, and help in surveillance also. So these are ways that the public and private partnerships can help in curbing this particular issue, because it's a menace.
It is.
It is a menace. According to the World Health Organization, about 1.2 million people face this yearly.
Yearly, not the total. Wow.
All
Sorry,
right.
before you
okay.
go, because I know we are almost at the end
Definitely.
of the program, I want you to help educate the audience watching right now at home, and people are going to still watch the program after we are done with this program, about the fact that AMR is a very important conversation and it's a very important issue that is affecting us. Does it have a cure? These are things I know many of us will want to know. Is it curable, or once you have that particular resistance, you have to be placed on other diagnoses?
Well, antimicrobial resistance for organisms, it's not curable, and it's not, how do I put this now? Malaria is UTI is an infection, it's a disease. STIs can be diseases and all that. But for antimicrobial resistance, it can happen across board. It can happen to just anything, any disease. So if you are resistant to a drug, the thing is that we try to get other drugs that can work for you.
That's what we're talking about, the personalized medication.
So,
and that's a lot of money, more than the one you're supposed to avoid.
The thing is that if a drug A doesn't work for you, we look for higher strength, which will cost you more money.
You could have avoided that by going to the hospital or by going to a laboratory to, check on what is going on. So what we are saying is that if you develop this particular resistance, which is AMR, antimicrobial resistance, there is no cure for it. So you and your medical team need to look for other medications that would work for you. And trust me, if you don't know that you have this particular issue, it is also an issue that can lead to death. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
Because there's some people that go for major surgeries and then they have infection from those surgeries, but you cannot treat them with antifungal or anti-malaria anymore because you're already used to that particular one and it's not working for you. And these infections can be, a facilitator of death. A lot of people have died due to this particular issue. So that's what we are talking about this morning.
All right,
Thank you.
interesting. Now to brush things up, because we have to round the conversation up this morning. What message would you like to convey to Nigerians about the importance of the medical laboratory scientists in combating AMR?
What I would say to us is, beyond seeking medical attention, make sure that when you have things like UTIs, get tested.
Exactly.
Because that's the only way you can know what drug will work for you.
That's true.
Drugs is not one shoe fits all. It's not one shoe fits all. The same this infection that person A has and person B has, maybe one of the drugs can treat A and not treat B.
Really?
So it's due to the exposures we've had over time.
Okay.
So the thing is, when you have you believe that you are feeling sick, seek proper medical attention.
Please do.
And then when you need to use antibiotics, your doctor needs to use antibiotics on you, get tested.
All right, interesting. It's been a insightful and engaging conversation with the help of Mr. Oluwafemi Peters Oladele, joining us on Perspective Live in the studio this beautiful morning to talk about the crucial role of a medical laboratory scientist in the fight against antimicrobial resistance. And hopefully you've said all these things. I hope we, because I don't want to use Nigerians, because we all are Nigerians. So I hope we act swiftly to all these things, and definitely we might overcome the issue of AMR in Nigeria. It's a very beautiful conversation. Mr. Oluwafemi, thank you so much for joining us on the conversation once again. All right, we need to bring all things to an end on Perspective, another beautiful edition of Perspective. Will be back tomorrow. Remember, Perspective is where we talk about all the pressing and burning issues making the round. I am Iri Ayo Mikuleke. Bye for now, and do well to enjoy the rest of your day by being productive.
Hey there, do you know in the world today, everyone is a consumer, and as consumers, we all have the right to be heard.
In Nigeria today, as a consumer, you have all right to product information, right to fair pricing, right to return goods, right to product labeling, right to fair dealings, and a lot more.
Well then, have you heard about the new media channel?
ConsumerHallaTV.
ConsumerHallaTV. ConsumerHallaTV.
At ConsumerHallaTV, our goal is to inform and educate consumers in Nigeria with insightful news alongside development within the fast-paced world of consumers through well-researched, specialized, and analytical content.
Our vision at ConsumerHallaTV is to create an engaging platform that provides right connections for meaningful brands in Nigeria, thus creating a more caring world for consumers where business thrive.
And guess what? Our ConsumerHalla brand is the first consumer complaint resolution portal in Nigeria, powered by a 72-hour feedback mechanism. We offer consumer advocacy, informative talk shows, branding promotions, advertising, and lots more. Connect with us via our YouTube channel at ConsumerHallaTV. Follow us on our Facebook page, ConsumerHallaTV, our Instagram page, ConsumerHallaTV, and do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscription is free. ConsumerHallaTV. At ConsumerHallaTV, you deserve to be heard. At ConsumerHallaTV, you deserve to be heard.
Hi people, my name is Mufa Korede and I am a filmmaker and a film director, and you're watching ConsumerHallaTV. ConsumerHallaTV is everything consumer advocacy, consumer rights, everything that has to do with consumers. On this TV, you'll watch, you'll learn, you'll be educated, and you'll be entertained. Keep watching ConsumerHalla.
My name is Olubukola Ozone, a photographer and a social media enthusiast. You're watching ConsumerHallaTV. It's a consumer advocacy TV. If you have a problem, anything, any consumer related problem, just holla at them, just like their name implies, and they're going to get it sorted for you. Keep watching, stay tuned. Thank you very much.
Hi guys, my name is Joba Jalabi. I'm a marketing communications professional. I currently lead marketing at FlashChange, a fintech startup. Keep watching ConsumerHallaTV, a consumer advocacy channel.
Hello, my name is Sharon Rotimi. I'm an actor and I am on ConsumerHallaTV. Now, ConsumerHallaTV is a consumer advocacy channel. So if you have any issues, consumer-related issues with brands and services, you can reach out to them and they'll be sure to handle it or to cater to you. Thank you so much.
Hi guys, my name is Iyebiye Adeton. I'm a film poster designer and illustrator. This is ConsumerHallaTV. It's a consumer advocacy channel. We show content on consumers-based news, entertainment, and all of that. So I urge you guys to stay tuned to ConsumerHallaTV.
My name is Anoluwapo Alao, a sales consultant for Star Times Nigeria. This is a ConsumerHallaTV where they discuss anything consumer, consumer needs and get knowledge about anything about consumer. So keep watching it.
Hi, my name is Adebola Ogushino. I'm a filmmaker and you're watching ConsumerHalla TV. Any consumer related issues, they've got you.
Hi, my name is Stephen Olorunshisi. I'm a strategy and sales professional currently working with Obey, and you're watching ConsumerHalla TV. I mean, this is one of the channels that you don't want to but stay on. Consumer advocacy, brand promotion, everything consumer, what you need to learn for your business to grow. This is a channel where you learn, where you experience entertainment too, yeah. But it's good for businesses, for brands, and for an entrepreneur. If you want to know more about businesses, want to know more about brands, please stay watching. Alright, thank you so much, ConsumerHalla TV. Keep watching.
Hello, good day. My name is Tunde Balogun. I'm the lead pastor at the Kingsborough Church in London. And you're watching ConsumerHalla TV, which is a new initiation into the TV industry in Nigeria, the first of its kind in Nigeria. And I know that it's going to bring value and quality into the service industry. ConsumerHalla TV is here to offer value to service industry and to give a voice to consumers, bring awareness to the brand industry, and also bring education to what it is to have quality for what you paid for. I know that through ConsumerHalla TV, you are going to be able to get what you have paid for quality-wise and also give a voice to you in wherever it is that you do. I am here to support and give a shout out to say that keep watching ConsumerHalla TV and we'll have a better quality for value in Nigeria and in the global space. Please continue to watch ConsumerHalla TV because it is here to make things work better for you. It is on this note that I would like to say a big congratulations to the chairman and CEO of ConsumerHalla TV, Pastor Tunde Olufowora, and all the staffs of this great organization. Thank you for what you do. You are making things happen for us, and I pray that God bless you. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Toyin Balogun. I'm here to give a shout out to ConsumerHalla TV, #1 platform helping you to shop smart, spend wisely, and live better. Anytime you have any kind of issues with your shopping, or you want to know a very honest review, please contact ConsumerHalla TV, here to help you. And please join the community where we can all make life easy and better for all of us.
Hey there, do you know in the world today, everyone is a consumer. And as consumers, we all have the right to be heard.
In Nigeria today, as a consumer, you have all right to product information, right to fair pricing, right to return goods, right to product labeling, right to fair dealings, and a lot more.
Well then, have you heard about the new media channel?
ConsumerHalla TV.
ConsumerHalla.
The time is 10 o'clock. Good morning and thank you so much for joining us on ConsumerHalla TV News at 10. I am Iri Ayomikunle Ike. And I will begin the news at 10 this morning talking about the federal government. A new report says the federal government is projecting about 60.97 trillion naira in oil revenue for the 2026 fiscal year. Right, we'll be right back. Thank you so much for still staying tuned. Thank you so much for staying tuned. We're talking about the federal government. A new report says the federal government is projecting about 60.97 trillion naira in oil revenue for the 2026 fiscal year, lower than the earning anticipated in the 2025 budget, and this reflects more conservative assumptions on crude oil prices and production. The projection is based on an analysis and the calculation of data contained in the 2026 appropriation bill presented to the joint session of the National Assembly in Abuja by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Friday over the weekend. According to the President, the 2026 revenue estimate is anchored on a benchmark crude oil price of $64.85 per barrel, daily production of 1.84 million barrels, and an average exchange rate of 1,400 naira to the dollar. Based on these parameters, findings made yesterday indicated that Nigeria is expected to produce about 671.6 million barrels of crude oil in 2026, generating the estimated gross earnings of $43.55 billion, which translates to approximately 60.97 trillion naira at the projected exchange rate. We're still talking about the federal government. The federal government has temporarily opened the Bordo-Bonny Road to facilitate a smoother transportation for residents during the youth season. The president, who was represented by the Minister of Works, David Umahi, had a temporary opening of the road, says this development is to ease transportation for residents in the communities along the route during the season. The minister said the road had been a long journey with delays and challenges along the way, but through the patience and cooperation of the community, its construction finally reached this important milestone, and the contractor has continued to do a beautiful job. The minister hailed Julius Berger Nigeria PLC for the extent and quality of work done on the 35.7 kilometer Bordo-Bonny Road project, noting that at the end of the job, Nigerians will be proud and feel safer to ply the legacy road. Meanwhile, the federal government has revealed that 15.2 million Nigerians' homes are structurally unsafe, as the federal government highlighted a severe housing crisis across the country. In regard to a post on the ministry X handle recently, the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Dangiwa, disclosed the findings during the presentation of the National Housing Data Initiative by the National Housing Data Technical Committee at the Federal Capital Territory. According to the ministry, it was made that Kaduna State recorded the highest number of inadequate housing units, while Bayelsa State had the lowest, underscoring regional disparities in housing quality across the country. He noted that the findings confirmed that Nigeria's housing challenge is both quantitative and qualitative, with a national housing deficit which estimate the varying depending on the data sources and methodological approaches. And we'll move away from the federal government now. We're right here at the Dangote Petroleum Refinery. And the latest reports has shown that the Dangote Refinery has commenced a nationwide sales of fuel at a pump price of 739 naira per litre across all MRS-owned Nigeria PLC filling stations, marking a significant milestone in the refinery's mission to deliver affordable fuel to Nigerians and stabilize the downstream petroleum market. In a statement from the firm that was released yesterday, it stated that with over 2,000 MRS stations nationwide, the new pricing is expected to be implemented across all outlets, ensuring that the benefit of the reduction reach consumers throughout the country. The refinery commended marketers who have embraced the new pricing regime and urged others to follow suit in support of the national economic recovery. The official statement that was released following this new development says we commend MRS and other marketers who have demonstrated patriotism by reflecting the reduced price of the pump. We call on others to join this effort as a show of support for Nigeria's economic recovery. End of quote. Still talking on the news, historically the festive season in Nigeria has been associated with fuel scarcity and sharp price hikes. However, Dangote Refinery has intervened decisively, reducing pump prices at a time when Nigeria is typically braced for hardship. And backed by a guaranteed daily supply of 50 million litres, this initiative fundamentally alters supply dynamics during the holiday period. We're right now talking about electricity, as the Transmission Company of Nigeria recorded 131 cases of infrastructure vandalism across the network in 2025, even as it achieved a historic milestone in electricity transmission. The company made this known. However, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of TCN, Mr. Suli Abdulaziz, disclosed this in his end-of-year message to staff, partners, and stakeholders, in which he described 2025 as a remarkable and historic year for the company and Nigeria electricity industry. Mr. Abdulaziz said despite the challenges posed by vandalism and other operational constraints, he announced that TCN recorded an all-time peak electricity transmission of 5,801.84 megawatt on the 4th of March 2025. His achievement was accompanied by a maximum daily energy delivery of 128,370.75 megawatts per hour nationwide, which is the highest ever recorded on Nigerian national grid. Furthermore, Mr. Abdulaziz said the milestone was driven by a deliberate investment in infrastructure, rehabilitation, expansion of transformer capacity, and sustained maintenance of transmission assets. Away from electricity reports now, all road lead to River State. Reporting from River State now, where the River State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara and TAF Africa Global Limited have unveiled the first phase of 20,000 low-cost housing units in the state, aiming to provide affordable homes for residents. In a statement, it was noted that having realized the huge housing deficit in Africa and with a passion to solve each housing need, TAG extended into some other West African countries from the Gambia. Reports show that in 2011, TAG came into Nigeria's staff Nigeria Homes Limited, which is one of the projects vetted by the extension when it was Reef TAF. Meanwhile, this is a conversion of about 40 acres of swampy and inaccessible land into a piece of heaven on earth, with the largest luxury estate that has been delivered and developed in the south part of Nigeria. Now let's move away from that development in River State. Now let's look into statistics. External reserves have altered their 2 months of steady upward movement, which had seen reserves cross the $45 billion mark in December. Reports by the newsman made it known that the first decline in reserves in over 2 months was recorded on the 15th of December, when it settled at $45.32 billion from $45.47 billion. Thereafter, the reserve fell to $45.27 billion before a day-on-day decline of about $57.05 million that was recorded, bringing them to about $45.21 billion as of the 17th of December 2025. This dragged the year-to-date gain lower to plus 10.60%. This was made known according to the AWI CEO Capital. Still reporting on the news before this month, the report says the last recorded decline was on 8th of October, when the reserve dropped to $42.56 billion. And according to data available on the Central Bank of Nigeria website, the last 3 months have seen the external reserve steadily rise. They also closed the September at $42.35 billion in October 2025, and they rose to $43.19 billion, and by the 28th of November, the reserve stood at $44.69 billion. Meanwhile, the reserve crossed the $45 billion threshold on the 4th of December 2025, when they gained $74.93 million to reach $45.04 billion. Also, the Naira depreciated by 10 Naira per dollar in 1 week to settle at 1,464 Naira 50 kobo per dollar as of Friday, on the back of continuous demand pressure at the official window. And we'll move away from statistic. If you are just joining us this morning, it is ConsumerHallaTV News at 10. And now, talking about the latest development, the federal government is considering modernizing 50% of Nigeria's operational textile capacity with a state-of-the-art equipment within 5 years as part of a broader revitalization agenda. This follows a recent report by the newsman that textile import rose to 814.27 billion naira in the first 9 months of 2025. Despite the government promises to turn the sector around, this upgrade is part of the government internal plans to introduce tax breaks and also establish a national textile training institute and provide a single-digit interest rate loans to revive the textile industry. Moreover, the proposal contained in the December 2025 document obtained by newsmen showed that the government is considering modernizing 50% of Nigeria's operational textile capacity with state-of-the-art equipment with 5 years as part of a broader revitalization agenda. Let's tell you now that the National Insurance Commission has reiterated its commitment to the development of the takaful insurance industry in Nigeria. In regard to a statement that was released on Friday, NACOM said the commitment was made during a courtesy visit from the Takaful Advisory Council. During the visit, both sides discussed issues relating to the growth and development of the takaful insurance business in Nigeria. Meanwhile, further report says that NACOM issued a takaful insurance guidelines which went into effect in March 2013 to guide the operations of the market. Still talking on the news, NACOM said the need for takaful insurance was identified following detailed research and that it would enhance financial inclusion in Nigeria. As its welcome members of the Council, the Commissioner for Insurance at the event, Mr. Olusegun Omoseyin, commended TAC for its commitment and contributions to the development of takaful insurance in the country. It described the meeting as an interactive session which is aimed at identifying areas for expansion and improvement within the takaful insurance subsector. And now looking at the latest figure, which says job losses across Nigeria's labor market led to 8.43 billion naira in pension withdrawals within 3 months as thousands of workers who exited paid employment turned to their retirement savings account for short-term financial relief. The findings from the National Pension Commission for the third quarter of 2025 report made this known. It further says the data contained in the report revealed that 172 retirement savings account holders were approved to access 25% of their pension balances between July and September 2025 due to temporary loss of employment. The Pension Reform Act allows RSA holders who lose their jobs to withdraw part of their savings if they are unable to secure new employment for at least 4 months after exiting service. PenComfort said the provision is designed to cushion income shocks while preserving the long-term integrity of retirement savings under the contributory pension scheme. A sectoral breakdown of the approval showed that the private sector accounted for 7,688 cases, representing 94.08% of total withdrawals during the quarter. In contrast, the public sector recorded 484 approval, or 5.92%, reflecting the relatively more stable employment conditions in government service. We come to the end of the news at 10 this morning. I am Iri Ayomikule Eke. For better updates, stay with us for the rest of the day and follow us on all our social media platforms. Subscribe to YouTube channel. Let's meet at 12 for the midday news. Thank you so much. Good morning and compliment of the season.
My name is Tunde Olufowora. I'm the CEO of Bandai Communications. We are the we call the publisher or the owner of the new initiative called ConsumerHallaTV. ConsumerHallaTV is actually Nigeria's first consumer-centered, or call it consumer-centric television platform that aims to bring voice to the over 220 million Nigerians. It was a vision that came to my heart about 10 years ago. I remember that I was traveling. I traveled out of the country, on airline, and I had this unpleasant experience. It was a trip to an African country from Nigeria, and I actually went with a local flight from Nigeria. I wouldn't want to mention the name of the airline, and then it was to South Africa, and we landed in South Africa, and let me just paraphrase it. When I was coming back, I had some money, some dollars, and that someone had given to me to hand over to another person in Nigeria. So I wanted to help out. I didn't want to carry the cash on myself. So for whatever reason, I opted to. I had a small case, and I felt that it was safer for me to put the money in my luggage. So I put it in a safe place in my luggage, got everything intact, and I checked in my luggage. My arrival in Nigeria, I was standing and was waiting by the carousel just so that I could pick up my luggage, and then I was there for 1 hour and waiting for my luggage. I didn't know that my luggage already arrived, and it was one of the luggage that was moving around on the carousel. So after about 1 hour wait, I looked to my left and my right. Almost everybody had gone. I think there were just about 2 or 3 left. So I beckoned on the woman that was on my side, and I noticed she was really in tears. Madam, what happened? She said, her bag has just been torn and a lot of things stolen. So I said, well, I've also been waiting for my own. She said, you better go and check those luggages there. Maybe yours is one of them. And lo and behold, I went around there. Mine was one of them. By the time I got it, everything inside my luggage was gone. All the valuable things there were gone. To cut the long story short, we felt there was need for us to report the case, at least to the airline. It was in the night, about 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. We went in to go and see the officer that was in charge. As soon as we got in there, the officer said, "Oh, so sorry, but you will have to go to our head office in somewhere in Victoria Island, to lodge a complaint." Okay. So the next day we went to the Victoria Island and we lodged a complaint, and that was it. And since that day, I'm talking a story of over 10 years ago, I didn't get a call, not even a call from that airline to talk to me about what happened to my luggage. Now, about a month after that trip, I had another opportunity to travel out of the country. This time around it was to US, and it was an official assignment. And I flew on, I will mention the airline this time around. I flew on a BA. I really didn't like BA. I usually go with Virgin Atlantic and things like that. But my protocol officer convinced me and said, "Okay, you will love BA. Why don't you go on BA?" Anyway, so I went on BA to US. And of course, when I returned from US to Nigeria, we had to do, of course, there'll be like a connecting flight, from Heathrow So we got into London Heathrow, and then because it was through Heathrow that we went, and then so they changed since it was BA, they changed the aircraft. This time around to a bigger one. I mean, clearly because there were more Nigerians, or more people that were planning to come to Nigeria, and then we boarded. Not quite 10 minutes into the flight, in the air, the aircraft started malfunctioning. The air conditioning compartment were not functioning very well. I was on what you call business economy. You know, the whole of that business economy all the way to economy side, the ACs were not working well. It was hot. And then I was watching. And then from that moment till we got to Nigeria. From that moment till we got to, I'm just trying to paraphrase. From that moment till we got to Nigeria, I could remember very well how many times the pilot, broke into conversation and had to apologize and say, we're really very sorry about this. He was giving us almost every 30 minutes. There's always a kind of update. So sorry, this is what we're doing now, this is what we're doing. While we were on that journey, I also remember an incident. So they came, the crew, apparently couldn't resolve it. They couldn't manage the get. So trust Nigerians, you need to hear how everybody was jubilating. But something struck me. The experience I had just about a month before, and this experience, somehow I started comparing them. I was trying to see how this matter will be managed. Again, to cut the story short, we landed in Nigeria on a BA. Before we landed, the pilot announced and said that for the English was a joke. I mean, it was my first time with BA, but for what I knew or know of the British man would never even play with his 1 penny, talking of £1. So I felt that must be a joke of the year. So we left. I got back to my office. I think it was just about a week after. My officer, our guys in our mail room came up and said, "Oh, you have a parcel." So I said, "Parcel? Yeah." So they bought this parcel wrapped. I opened it and boom, I bought the document out. It was the £50 voucher from BA. So what's the tenor of this story? An experience with one airline was terrible, no apology. An experience with another one, even though it was a bad experience, but it was very well managed. So managed that even if we have suffered anything in that aircraft, you probably, for the sake of how they manage it, will have forgiven them. So that was how this journey started. So I started thinking, my mind, this is what we go through in this country. But are we different from other nations? So God put in my heart the idea of ConsumerHalla. That's why the Halla came with Consumer. And we started that journey about 10 years ago. We started by creating a platform called ConsumerHalla, where consumers, so I discovered that Nigerian consumers don't have a voice. So things happen, and that's it. We live with everything. So we've started the journey from creating the platform. We have an app, we even have a magazine, and we thought we could move it from that to the next stage, which is the television. So the TV today, has come. So I would say precept by precept, line upon line, we have been able to build on our aspiration, to finally bring to birth this unique and exciting platform